Have you ever heard of the Bermuda Triangle? It's this infamous patch of the Atlantic Ocean, roughly stretching between Bermuda, Puerto Rico, and Florida. For decades, it's been blamed for swallowing ships and planes without a trace. They call it the Devil's Triangle, a place where compasses go wild and modern technology just ... fails. But is there really a mysterious force at play? Or is there a more down-to-earth explanation for all the strange disappearances? Today, we re-diving deep into one of the world's most enduring maritime mysteries to separate fact from fiction. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle really took off in the mid-20th century. It all started with Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine training mission. They were seasoned pilots, flying in clear weather. But a couple of hours into the flight, something went terribly wrong. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, radioed in, sounding confused. He reported his compasses were malfunctioning and he couldn't tell which way was west. The planes, carrying 14 men, were lost. What's even stranger is that a Martin Mariner rescue plane, sent out to find them with a 30-man crew, also vanished. It just disappeared from radar. No wreckage, no bodies, no distress calls. Just gone. 27 men, 6 aircraft, vanished in a single day. This incident became the cornerstone of the Bermuda Triangle legend. But Flight 19 is just one story. Over the years, countless other vessels have met a similar fate. Take the USS Cyclops, a massive U.S. Navy cargo ship that vanished in 1918 with 306 crew and passengers aboard. It was sailing through the Triangle area, and poof, gone. No SOS, no wreckage ever found. It remains the single largest loss of life in U.S. naval history not involving combat. Then there's the story of the Carol Deering, the 5-masted schooner found wrecked and abandoned off the coast of North Carolina in 1921. The crew vanished. The ship's logbook and navigation equipment were missing, but food was found laid out in the galley as if for a meal. It was a true ghost ship. These stories are chilling, right? And they fueled all sorts of wild theories. Some people believe the triangle is home to a wormhole or a portal to another dimension, sucking unsuspecting travelers into the unknown. Others point to extraterrestrial activity. Could aliens be abducting ships and planes for research? It sounds like science fiction, but for some, it's a plausible explanation for the lack of wreckage. Another popular theory involves the lost city of Atlantis. The idea is that advanced Atlantean technology, perhaps powerful energy crystals resting on the seabed, is malfunctioning and causing these navigational and mechanical failures. Imagine a giant, ancient power source suddenly zapping a plane out of the sky. It's a fascinating thought. However, scientists and skeptics offer more grounded explanations. Let's start with the weather. The Bermuda Triangle is located in an area known for its violent and unpredictable weather. It's a hotbed for hurricanes and rogue waves. A rogue wave can be a vertical wall of water, reaching heights of over 100 feet, easily capable of swamping even the largest ships in an instant. The Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current, also flows right through the triangle. It's like a river within the ocean, moving at several miles per hour. Any wreckage could be quickly swept away and dispersed over a vast area, making it nearly impossible to find. Then, there's the geology of the area. The ocean floor in the Bermuda Triangle is not flat. It has some of the deepest trenches in the world, like the Puerto Rico Trench, which is over 27,000 feet deep. If a plane or ship were to sink there, it would be lost in an abyss deeper than the Grand Canyon. Furthermore, the area is known for something called methane hydrates. These are large pockets of methane gas trapped in ice-like crystals on the seafloor. If there's a shift in temperature or pressure, these hydrates can suddenly erupt, releasing massive amounts of gas. This would drastically reduce the density of the water above. A ship floating on the surface could suddenly lose all buoyancy and sink like a stone in a matter of seconds, without any warning. This gas could also rise into the atmosphere, potentially igniting and causing an aircraft engine to explode. And what about the compasses going haywire? Well, there's a scientific explanation for that too. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where true north and magnetic north align. Usually, a compass points to magnetic north, which is slightly different from the geographic North Pole, or true north. Pilots and sailors have to account for this difference, called magnetic but in the triangle, this alignment can cause confusion for those who aren't aware of it. It doesn't mean the compass is broken. It just means it's behaving differently than it would elsewhere. It's not a supernatural force, but a known geomagnetic quirk. So, let's reconsider some of those famous cases. The Navy's own report on Flight 19 concluded that the lead pilot, Lieutenant Taylor, became disoriented. He had a history of getting lost and mistakenly believed he was over the Florida Keys, when he was actually over the Bahamas. He led his squadron further out to sea until they ran out of fuel, and the rescue plane that disappeared. The Martin Mariner was nicknamed the Flying Gas Tank because it was known to have fuel vapor leaks. The crew of a nearby ship reported seeing a fiery explosion in the sky at the exact time and place. The Mariner vanished. It likely exploded in midair. What about all the other disappearances? Well, research by journalist Larry Cush in the 1970s was a game-changer. He dug into official records for his book, The Bermuda Triangle Mystery. He discovered that many of the stories were heavily embellished or completely fabricated. Some ships and planes reported to have vanished in the triangle actually disappeared somewhere else in the world. Others sank during documented Cerberus storms, and in some cases, there was no record of the supposed vessel ever even existing. Cush concluded that the number of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle is actually higher than in any other heavily storm-prone area of the ocean. The U.S. Coast Guard and other official bodies agree. They don't recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a specific hazard to navigation. So, is the mystery solved? For many, yes. The Bermuda Triangle appears to be a manufactured mystery, a product of sensationalism, embellished stories, and a lack of information in a pre-internet era. The combination of extreme weather, challenging oceanography, and good old-fashioned human error seems to account for most of the incidents. But even with all these logical explanations, the legend persists. Why? Because we love a good mystery. The idea of an enigmatic force, a portal to another world, or hidden alien bases is just more exciting than a combination of bad weather and navigational errors. It captures our imagination and reminds us that for all our technology, the ocean remains a vast, powerful, and sometimes unforgiving place. The allure of the unknown is powerful. The stories of vanished crews and silent, empty ghost ships tap into a primal fear. While science can explain away many of the specific events, it can't completely erase the mystique that surrounds the Devil's Triangle. Perhaps the true mystery isn't what's happening in the triangle, but why we are so fascinated by it. What do you think? Is it all just hype, or could there be a kernel of unexplained truth still buried deep beneath the waves? Let me know your theories in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries.